Yeah. Whoa. What's up? Just watching the Kings Edmonton Oilers game from the iMac. Old school Earl. See how it goes. Not on the iPhone. Let's see what the numbers are like, baby. Good game. Kings up 3-1. Very tight game, though. This game, it ain't over. What up, Hi-Fi Protege? Now, I scheduled this stream. Let's turn the lights off. Through YouTube Studio. So I don't know if that helps, hurts, or doesn't make a bit of difference. I tried what you said, Kip. I scheduled this through YouTube Studio. But I didn't see a lot of people waiting or whatnot. Let's see how that, yeah, there we go. That's the, oh, okay. I mean, I've been told that YouTube pushes the vertical content more. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. It was like an hour ahead of time. So we'll see. You know, I kind of like, we are live again. I like the iMac stream. It's just so much easier for me to read. But usually the phone numbers are a lot better. So we'll see. I mean, I do remember way back in the halcyon days of the Earlverse, the highest numbered stream ever was on a Sunday night. Dirk Diggler, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. What was I doing stand-up when John Witherspoon was at the store? I was doing stand-up, but not at the Comedy Store. So he was a little before my time, but I'm very good friends with his son, J.D. Witherspoon, who coincidentally was on the Jellies as well. He was a recurring character on the Jellies. Yeah, no worries, Kip Smith. I mean, listen, I'm always down to experiment and, you know, see what gets the numbers up or down or whatever. You know, I know typically when I do a late night stream, the numbers aren't great because people are sleeping and people on the West Coast are about to go to sleep. Although I think the greatest numbers walk and talk wise it was weird. It was on a Monday night at like 1 a.m. I was just walking around Beverly Hills, and I think that stream, like the next day, had like 7,000 views. Not people listening, but like just people viewed it. Yeah, all good, all good. What up, Furbo? It's 3-1 Kings, 9:40 left in the second period. Boy, I can tell you, Quentin Byfield, he takes a beating in these games. Oh, we got a penalty on the Oilers. It looked like a high stick, I think. Oh yeah, that's a stick in the face by his old teammate Arvidsson. Yeah, I mean, I like doing the pod or whatever this is considered a stream. on the iMac just because it's so much easier for me to read. And I think you guys see more of my background, which, this is not a great background. I know that, but oh, is it bad? Let's well, I tell you what, let me do this. Let me go, should make it a little better. Oh, it is choppy. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm at full capacity. Yeah, right now I'm on my phone's hotspot. So hopefully that solves that problem. Um okay. Yeah, I think I was just on my regular Wi-Fi. So thank you, Verizon. I like the wider angle. Whoa. Just it's funner for you guys to see. Like there's the Chandler doll. And now maybe I could put my RoboCop doll, my newest. Um, there's the RoboCop doll. We'll just we'll put the Kraken doll right there. I love having a busy background. So we're experimenting here in the Earlverse. Bad penalty on Drew Doughty. And let's see what this does. All right, that's a little more. We'll move this out of the way. I don't like that. Let me see. Well, now we'll move it this way. There we go. I don't like it that way. We'll just move it to the center. There we go. Thank you, Hi-Fi Protege. Well, I do like the horizontal view better. But to be honest with you, maybe I'll experiment. I'll do some horizontal views. I'll do some vertical views. Um, what up, bum o'clock? I don't want his chop. So you're the fool that dusted spider. Well, if it's me who you're looking for. Yeah, the rat sign is popping. I mean, that might be the best investment I've ever done. And you get to see the uh-oh. Yeeks. Gavrikov losing his stick. And then seeing McDavid coming down on him. That's a scary sight. All right, we got a 2-on-1 shorthanded. More. Oh, almost. So I really enjoy this. I can sit back. I can read the chat better. On the phone, I have to kind of be like that. Now, the numbers aren't great with just 13 people, but, that's fine. This won't quite be an hour stream. We're just watching a little bit of the King game. Thought I would pop on and, yes, a little less sliding. Que pasa, Earl? Que pasa? Yeah, I mean, like I said, 100%, 12 comedy soldiers. What up, Todd? I as low as the numbers are, I still have doubled the growth of my channel in 1 year. I'll take that. I will accept that. And yes, this is the Legion. Maybe I'll do a Legion of Skakel festival. No, I'm way too lazy to do that. You'll never see that. I do remember where he lived. He lived, I believe, off of the what would be the 4th and 5th hole of Bel Air Country Club. Um, but I don't know if he and my dad were friends. They weren't enemies, my dad kept his inner circle, pretty short. It was Harry Nielsen and uh, a couple other Oilers really putting on the pressure now. Sorry if I'm distracted. Skakel Khan, yes. We'll have special guests. We'll have at least one person from an 80s metal band and a couple roast battle comics. I'm just kidding. Uh, but he also, speaking of dads, yesterday was the anniversary of. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Moses. Um, yeah, I mean that's a tough one. Been through it though. The Beverly Hillbillies mansion is it's so big. Like it's bigger than you would think. You got to see it every now and then. Maybe once a year, I'll go and drive by it. The gated wall that surrounds that mansion. You think it's 3 or 4 homes, man. What's up? Sup? Yes, I mean, everyone eventually will have a parent's death in common. All good, Kip Smith. See, what I do like about the IMAX streams is you get way less trolls. Now that's kind of a bummer because that means you don't get as many new people coming in, but it's all good. I'm all about the content, baby. Um, so when did your dad die, Moses? Like 10 years ago? I mean, my parents died 2 months apart, 1998. So it's been a minute. I mean, I see. Are you talking about 90? Oh, okay. So we have I mean, that's a long time ago, but it gets easier as you know. But anniversaries make it hard, or you see something maybe on TV that reminds you of your dad or your mom, or and the memories come flooding back. I mean, I know in my case, I got my mom into hockey toward the end of her life, and she could never pronounce the Florida Panthers goalie's name, John Van Beesbrook. So anytime I see like an old game where Van Beesbrook is playing, I think of my mom. Um, so, are you talking about the one they scored the other night? Evander Kane. I mean, that was a tough one. I mean, I saw an angle of Kane hitting Kimper's leg, and you're not supposed to hit the goalie's pads and put the goal in. I'm not complaining. I'm just, it was probably a good goal, but if the Kings challenged it, it's not Hiller whose call it is really. It's the video coaches in the back. They probably told Hiller, "Hey, it's not a good goal." So you got to kind of, they don't get any of the blame. Everyone says it was a bad call by Hiller, but if he called it knowing that there was a potential power play on the line, that he thought it was a bad goal. I mean, I was 30 years old, and it started first with our Yorkshire Terrier of we had a Yorkie that was 21 years old, and my mom specifically loved that dog. I mean, the reality is it probably should have been put down around 18, but and then 2 months later my mom died, and 2 months later my dad died. Now they were probably going to die anyway because they both were very sick, but the puppies are not puppy, but the dogs, Sheba, the Yorkshire Terrier, uh, that kind of got the ball rolling. Um, oh, you're talking about the Perry goal. I mean, I thought a high stick's a high stick, but I guess if you, play it to yourself, it's allowed. So I don't know that rule. Um, so yeah, I don't think, I mean, the Yorkie was, relatively healthy, but the last 3 years of its life, I don't know if it was a quality of life, but, I don't think the dog saw the outside for the last 3 years. My mom, you just kept it in a room, got to go to the bathroom, they'd clean it up. So probably not how most people would do it, but, Sheba was a great dog. She had 4 puppies, 3 passed at birth, and then 1 survived Bubba. But I don't wanna bore you guys with, the dogs from my past. Um, Lois is just chilling. I wish I could have picked off one of Lois's, I'm sure Lois had some sisters and brothers. Lois is a pretty incredible dog, if you know what I'm saying. All right, 4:54 left to go in the second period. LA Kings up 3-1. Pretty good game. Not quite as intense as I thought it would be, but, both teams they're playing it cool. Oh, I didn't know you could have a possum as a pet, but, I don't know, we got some big possums in, West Hollywood. They come out at night. Yeah, I've had some real hounds in my past. Rough. Edmonton's hit a few posts tonight, but I think the Kings have hit a post or 2 as well, so, um, yeah, I'm good with the dog, Lois. Now when Lois goes to the heavens, I'm not sure, I probably won't get a dog for quite a while. I had to help my friend put her dog down last week, and I was crying more than the friend was. I mean, the doctor even looked at me and goes, "I'm sorry for the loss of your dog." I'm like, "It's actually her dog." But, all right, McDavid's out there. I gotta pay a little nice rough up by Joel Edmondson. That's why we're paying Joel Edmondson. You rough up McDavid. Joel Edmondson, the money, honey. Ooh, man, McDavid. I've seen every NHL great in their prime, all right? And, I've never seen someone as good as McDavid live. Your friend that got fired, did she get picked up anywhere else? Let's just say she has multiple job offers. So, she's going to, um, land on the other side pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I would probably say the coolest thing that I've had happen with a dog dying is with Annie, the German Shepherd. I was watching the World Series right over there. Annie was sleeping right over there. She got up, didn't seem to be in pain at all. She kissed my hand and went to sleep on the stairs. And I thought she was just asleep. And when I went to walk her, she wasn't moving, which, Lois, sometimes I have to check for her ribs going up and down because it looks like she's not alive. And I looked, and Annie's eyes were open, and I remember going like this in front of her eyes, and she did not respond. And then I figured it out. And the toughest part was Chandler was asleep upstairs, and I had to call her, and I woke her up, and she stood at the top of the stairs, and like she knew, like I didn't have to say anything. And I will say one thing about me and Chandler, we did both love that dog a lot. So, I mean, I didn't hear any yelping or screaming. So she went, I think she just went to sleep, kind of like how Roddy Piper died. I think Roddy just died in his sleep. And, you know, uh, who's the Floyd Mayweather of goalies? Well, I don't think you betrayed any dog. I mean, sometimes Moses, it's time to go. I remember I had a Lhasa Apso named Messier. Looked just like Messier too. and he was about probably 12 or 13 when I had to put him down, and he had a tumor in his eye and all that, and he just looked at me, man. You could tell he just looked at me and was like, "It's time, Dad." And but it's not easy. Um, well, it's the same way Colts see. Why don't NFL teams just get a guy who's like 7'5" to block field goals and whatnot? I mean, you think, or extra points. You had a guy like, say, the Steelers signed Satnam Singh, who's like 7'4", 400 pounds. They just hired him to go like that. McDavid. God damn, is he fast? I mean, if we could go into the third period with a 2-goal lead, I like it. I like it. Um, well, you got to be athletic. You still got to move to. You still got to move to be a goalie. So you couldn't just hire like Ralphie May. Oh shit, we have a legend in the stream, a Sunday night stream legend, Corndiff in the house, a legend in the Dabbleverse. But we don't talk about the Dabbleverse in here, so we oh, Kings Kopitar looking for Fiala in the slot, and passes it out to Edmondson, and that didn't work. All right, man. All right, now the game's starting to get going now. Whoa! Don't do those drop passes with McDavid fishing around out there. That's all right. Corndiff has carte blanche to come in here, not being a member. Did you see Bret Hart roll his eyes when Triple H shook his hand? Good for him. Yeah, I mean, I would like to die in my sleep. You just go to sleep thinking, hey, I'll wake up tomorrow morning, and then you just don't wake up. All right, 3-1 LA Kings at the end of the third period, or second period. The team is pretty quiet right now, the Oilers, and so is the crowd. It's got to hurt with Fogle scoring a goal for the Kings. It's his old team. Well, that's because I was with Lemmy that night, so Triple H basically had to be nice to me. So thank you, Lemmy Kilmister, for forcing Triple H to be nice to me. But all right, now we got a couple minutes where we can just chit chat. I don't have to be looking at the television set, wondering what my beloved LA Kings are up to. I mean, yeah, Triple H was pretty cool to me that night. It was a Monday Night Raw, I believe, at the Staples Center. At one point, I was in a limo alone with him and Stephanie, and he asked me who my favorite wrestler was, and I told him the Ultimate Warrior, and I think Triple H stopped the conversation after that. So, well, I know the actor Dick Shawn died on stage. Dick Shawn, some of you may know, was the MC in the Rat video Dance. I think there's been a few comics who died on stage. Most of them on Kill Tony. Hey, see, there's a little quick dig for you guys. Yeah, Tiny Tim, but I mean, I think there have been actual other comics who died, had a heart attack or something. And well, you never forget a guy with a mustache. That's a fact, Jack. So I've never had a mustache before. I've had a beard, but I've never quite gone with the stash. I mean, Ralphie May, I think he died in this hotel room, unfortunately. Not really, SC. I mean, I don't think Dolph liked his time there the last couple years. I think he's much happier in TNA. Of course, I wished he was the devil in AEW, but I think that um, Nick um, is just happier, and you know, a company that kind of WWE kind of buried him the last couple years. Um, Now, I have heard one salacious rumor that a certain wrestler did not like Dolph because he stole a girl from this wrestler. Um, oh, I don't know about that TV. I'm a big Chic fan because of their drummer, the great Tony Thompson, who was set to be the drummer in the Zeppelin reunion back in the day. I think Curly from the Three Stooges died on set, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I love me some Red Fox. I didn't really appreciate him at the time, but I love me some Red Fox. One of the greats, especially innovative for that era, where being a foul-mouthed, dirty comic, it was hard to get on TV. I mean, yeah, you got to avoid the penalties. You can't give McDavid. What they can't do is go into a fucking shell in the third period. They got to play just like they were playing the first two periods, like they should have the other night. Um, and I think they know that. Yeah, I mean, I think Curly had passed out in his actor's chair, and people thought he was sleeping, but I think he had a stroke, like you say, Moses. Um, Roddy, he acted like he was one of the guys. So, but it was definitely pretty cool to see Roddy up at the Comedy Store. I mean, the waves would part when he would pull up in his Richard Gere style American Gigolo Mercedes. But he was so humble and nice, you wouldn't think that this guy's one of the all-time greats. Flip Wilson, I mean, I watched this variety show for sure, but I don't know if I would say I was a fan. I love me some Super Dave when he was on Showtime. Um, and Super Dave Osborne, one of the few entertainment people who, when they died, got their name on the marquee at the Comedy Store. That rarely happens unless you are a paid regular at the store. How did you meet Dolph? Through Sarah Tiana, the great Sarah Tiana. I was on Sarah had a show at the Comedy Store. I think it was like a rock and wrestling. Um, I see Shaquille O'Neal coming in for hockey analysis. That's pretty funny, actually. So yeah, Sarah Tiana asked me if I wanted to do the show at the Comedy Store, and ironically enough, that's also what up, geese? That's the night I met Chandler. Um, Adam Egret was the manager at the time. Yes, he was. Yes, shout out to Steph Tolev, one of the great Canadian comics from Toronto, I believe. Well, I mean, it's 3-1. Edmonton, the next goal is key for sure. Um, I mean, Shaq is a big boy. I mean, it's not like Bissonnette's a small guy, and he looks tiny there. Well, I mean, what's your favorite Miami sound? Come on, shake your body, baby, move that conga. That's the only song I know, to be honest with you. Um, Heyo. I mean, the Stars, Colorado looks like they're in it to win it, to be honest with you. So Colorado's going to be a tough team to beat for sure. Yeah, I don't mind Gloria Estefan. She had a nice run back in the day. You know, got to give respect for that. But not really my music. Um, so that's one of those things where I'll plead the fifth on what I think of the Miami Sound Machine. But the perfect band for that time. Maybe the worst horseman of all time in terms of a wrestler, but maybe the best horseman of all time in terms of his heart and what he put into it. Uh, I don't really know, Jessica. Yeah, I do remember that she got into a pretty bad accident. Um, but like you could tell, Mongo was a little in over his head with the wrestling stuff. I mean, he was pretty bad as an actual wrestler, but I think that they covered up his lack of ability in the ring with just basic power moves. And, his promos that were intense. He was kind of like the Ultimate Warrior, to be honest with you. Not a great wrestler, but the promos were good. Like he pumped you up when he talked. Um, well, welcome to comedy, SC. I'm sure 20 comics were calling Chandler after the news broke, and Bolivia, and Whitney. Great football player. Yeah, absolutely. But I was just speaking about Mongo's abilities as a pro wrestler. Kevin Green was the same. Uh, not a great wrestler, but Kevin Green had one of my favorite Horseman promos. Like he was into it. Um, oh, that's cool, Geese. I mean, your dad must be a badass if you could kind of hang in there with James Hellwig. Am I cool with Whitney Cummings? I am. She hugs me every time she sees me. We're not like great friends or anything, but you know, um, we're cool. We started together kind of in the LA scene. So I think, you always have a bond with people you started with. But, usually, I mean, I started with Jesselyn like in the LA scene. So and they all have specials. What am I doing? Um, so I mean, I've seen some workout videos with Warrior. He is pretty intense. Damn, Shaq is a big man. Yeah, I mean, Sting tells stories of him and Warrior eating at Waffle House and just Warrior just destroying food like pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, and multiple orders, and just would eat it and then speed. Some guys just have a great genetic. When I met him, he was probably 55, maybe. No, maybe he was 50. And he was fucking still jacked, man. Um, and very nice. I had known my friend of mine was his entertainment lawyer. And he said, Earl, you don't want to meet him. He's kind of a dick. And I found him to be incredibly nice. Uh, yeah, I mean, well, when you're working out like he did, 5-6 hours a day, you can eat like that. I was with Jeff Ross at the La Jolla Comedy Store. We did a roast battle, and there's a famous burger place next door. So we all went there after the show, and Jeff pounded like 3 or 4 burgers, and then he wanted to go out and get ice cream. Uh, uh, so Warrior can eat like that. Jeff can't. Did you ever see Kazam Earl? I never did. Who was crazier? I mean, it depends what you mean by crazy. I mean, Ultimate Warrior just didn't like the business. He was in it strictly for the money. Macho Man was like more possessive stalker type with Elizabeth. So they were probably equal, I guess. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, I've luckily most of the people I've met have been pretty cool. I mean, very few people have been a dick. Um, you know, I mean, even John Saxon, when I asked him for an autograph, he's like, I don't have the time. I mean, I wouldn't say he was a complete dick about it, but it's also like, come on, bro. You got the time. I understand if you go up to Tom Cruise and ask him for an autograph, he's probably fairly busy, but like, come on. Casio did really well. I mean, I thought Tyler and Shuley were the best ones. Um, I don't think anyone really bombed. I mean, I know here's a little inside gossip in terms of he did brush me off, but he might have been having a bad day. I mean, I just saw him. We were both walking out of the gym. I kind of tapped him on the shoulder. I'm like, "Hey, man, you're the only reason I watch right now." And he's like, "Don't say that." Maybe he was tired, whatever. I don't know. Um, but I would say that a lot of comics were upset at Dan St. Germain because he wanted to go in a certain spot and the other guys wanted to stick to the original lineup. So I think there were some comics that weren't fans of Dan, but everyone did well. I mean, the only guy who really didn't do well was Ty Domi, and unfortunately for him, and most people probably don't know this, he was reading off the teleprompter and it froze. So I think he kind of lost his place. And I felt bad because I went on right after Ty and I had to address it. I mean, in the roast, you got to be in the pocket. But Ty Domi was incredibly nice to me. Um, so, um, yeah, I loved Casio School. The cheesiest 80s music video. I mean, maybe Rats Lay It Down video when they all look like fucking gay pirates. I mean, no, not Heaven's on Fire. Tears Are Falling is pretty cheesy. Yeah, I mean, it just sucked because Ty's a great guy. I mean, we were talking about, I think his mom or dad was sick, and he's like, "How old are your parents?" I'm like, "Oh, they passed away in '98." And he literally started to well up, like, and he put his arm around me, and, like, he's a very good guy. My dad's friend owned a limo service. He once drove for Tom Cruise. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, the X and Sex is pretty. Yeah, I mean, those two Kiss videos Kiss did for the Greatest Hits album, Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. Let's put the X in Sex. That's pretty cringy. And the other one's even cringier. You Make Me Rock Hard. You make me rock hard, baby, all night. Love's like a glove and it fits just right. You make me rock hard, baby, all night. Come on, baby, let's do it all night. And Kisses All Night. That's a pretty wonk video, too. All the hockey players have been cool. Although, when I used to call, I knew back in the day when the Kings played at the Forum, the visiting team always stayed at the hotel right next door to the Forum. I forget what it was called. And it's funny, the whole complex is now SoFi Stadium. And I used to call and like one time I asked for Darren Kimball's room, and Darren Kimball talked to me for like 30 minutes. I just lied and said I was a reporter for the LA Times. And then I called when the Oilers, ironically enough, were staying there, and I asked to speak to Kelly Bookberger, and he was kind of a dick. But I probably woke him up, so I get it. Yes, bonus Earl time on the iMac, baby. Let's get my favorite Rat song. I kind of like some of their more obscure hits, but I like Giving Yourself Away. But I also have been really digging Invasion of Your Privacy, What you see is what you get. It's so easy. That's a great song, dangerous but worth the risk. I mean, a lot of people talk about Out of the Cellar, but Invasion of Your Privacy, that's a bop. Today I was like, "She wants money." I mean, they got a lot of good songs, Rat. Um, I mean, even their greatest hits is pretty good, to be honest. You know, there's really not a lot of filler. Uh, Even Heads I Win, Tails You Lose with Bon Jovi is not like a horrible song. I do like me some Lack of Communication. Yeah, I mean, Blotzer, I've always said this, was the perfect drummer for Rat. Slip, slip, slip of the lip. I like the way you move your hips. Loose lips, sink ships. The way you move, you don't miss. Man, that Jackie Redmond, she's kind of hot. Although I would like to see her without all that makeup on, you know. That's the key. All right. Here goes the third period. We'll do a few more minutes. Okay. I mean, I'm not a huge Pantera fan, but like, you know, I don't hate them. It's just they were a little too hardcore for me. You know, you can't like everything. It's like the old Stephen Wright joke. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? All right, if the Oilers score, I've got to probably end the stream and you know, watch the last few minutes alone. If this game gets close, you know, I've got to concentrate. Nobody Rides for Free is a great song. It's probably the end of Rat as we knew it because, you know, Robin Crosby wasn't really around. And if you look at the video, they're all wearing like jeans and like a body glove, a tank top and stuff, you know. So that's when you knew the era was over. When bands like Rat started wearing regular clothes in the videos. Whoa. All right, Kings are playing aggressive. That's good because you're making Edmonton work a full 200-foot game. I mean, listen, you're never going to stop McDavid, but you can maintain that son of a bitch. Whoa. All right. I mean, they were chasing the puck a little bit. Corey Perry sitting on Darcy Kemper. I mean, I fucking hate that guy, but I would love to have him on the Kings. I'll tell you that. That's the key when you hate someone, but you'd want them on your team. Oh, Jesus. That was closer than I thought. I was never a Queensryche guy. You know, way too good. I mean, how is that not a penalty? I mean, Corey Perry's literally sitting on Darcy Kemper's head. Well, what do I know? I mean, I don't know about McDavid being quiet. I mean, he single-handedly won Game 3. Um, I mean, he's not blowing. I mean, he still has like 7 points, where the leader of the playoffs has 9. So I don't think he's been quiet. But you're never going to stop him. You just got to maintain him, and then I think the Kings. I think the Kings' defense and goaltending is better. But when McDavid has the best player in the world, it ain't even close when he's healthy. Like there's like McDavid and then everyone else. Um, you just got to maintain them. Hopefully, Yeah, but I don't think you can be sitting on the goalie's head and, like, that's on purpose. But, if he was on the Kings doing that to, Pickard, I wouldn't be complaining. Well, look at Kuzmenko. We need Kuzmenko to, like, he had a bad game. That was his first bad game, Kuzmenko, with the Kings last game. He was, like, -4, 2 shots on goal, but he just made a good defensive play right there, so there you go. Yeah, Danault's been, good with the Kings. Kemper's been good. I mean, no one's playing bad. I mean, the 4th line hasn't really done much, but they're not really expected to. I mean, Hellenius and Lewis and, Mallet, whose brother is a, UFC fighter, so, um oh, Kyle Frederick, being a little nasty there towards Kempe, the Comedy Store's favorite son, Adrian Kempe. 17:45 left, 3-1 Kings. Kings out shooting the Oilers 29-17. They lead the series 2-1, looking to put a stranglehold on this series. I believe the next game is Tuesday or Wednesday at crypto.com. So, Frederick kind of getting Kempe agitated. That's good because Kempe plays better when he's a little mad. 17:29 now. That puck just hit Evander Kane in the head. I couldn't think of a better player for that to happen to. Draisaitl looks a little off this game. Just not completely on. As I say that, he wins the draw. Man, Bouchard does have a nice shot from the point. That's for sure. Comedy Store was pretty good last night, although the crowd was a little stiff for me. When I was on stage, I thought, I'm not doing that well. But then, when I have a set, I evaluate it 3 ways. I evaluate it live in real time when I'm on the stage. And then about an hour later, I'll analyze it. And then the next day, I'll go, okay, now that the adrenaline and, I can look at it with a fresh mind. So when I woke up this morning, I didn't kill. I did good. Not great, not bad. I did good. So, I can live with that. I mean, not every set's going to be a home run. But, it's one of those shows where, although, wow, what a save by Kemper. Kemper just won the game right there. Kemper just won the game, I think. Wow. That was how many comic study game comes? I don't know. I mean, I don't really listen to a lot of my sets, but now that the Comedy Store tapes every main room set. Oh, they tape every set now, the belly room, OR, but I primarily do the main room, and I cut up the clips into shorts, or Hi-Fi Protege does. I guess am technically listening to my sets. But with the main room Kinnison sets specifically, you can't do the same set. You just can't. It's like you get out there and you have to, it's in the moment the first couple minutes because each crowd's different. So Roz is watching a lot of the sets. I don't know if she watched me last night in particular. I did not see her walk in the room, but there's 3 entrance points In the main room, you've got the lobby entrance, the back entrance, and the side entrance. So I'm glad. I hope she does watch me. I perform best when I know someone in the room's watching that, you know, I love it because I think, there's a lot of comics up there who don't do well and they get stage time regardless. And now I think it's going to be a little more like, a little more like you got to perform. And I haven't bombed at the Comedy Store in a very long time. I mean, even my softer sets are good. Like last night was not what you would say would typically be a great set for me, but it was still better than most. And I think Rose and Emily as well, and even Adam knew that, when you're going on last in the main room, it's a tough set. Like it's not, it's not an easy set, because they've heard everything. They're literally, the show starts at 10:30. I go on typically at 12:30 or later. They've been out to dinner. They've had to wait in line to get into the club, probably at 10. So they're tired and they're looking for any reason to leave. And if you're not doing well, it's not easy for the crowd to just get up and leave. I did see Chappelle. We always talk. It was Chappelle, Stephen Fury, and then myself. Do I know Fraser Smith? Is a pig's dick pork? I've known Fraser for a very long time. 14:59 left to go in the third period. Kings up 3-1, up 2-1 in the series. They're playing a good speed game right now. They're not setting back, which is what they did the other night. And you can't sit back, I should say, against the Oilers. Because that just gives, they were basically just putting 5 guys over the blue line. And, you do that. McDavid is virtually from his zone to the Kings blue line is building up the speed, and he just goes through everyone. And Chappelle, one of the great guys in LA comedy, that's for sure. So he's a good man. We'll go about another 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. I must concentrate. Not really, Steve. I mean, the first time I met him, he brought me on stage at the Improv. And I was like, it's an honor to be brought up from the guy from the White Shadow, because when they were recording their song, The Tower of Power, Fraser was the DJ in the White Shadow. So, yeah, I mean, I used to do his podcast with Joe Bartnick, the hockey podcast, but, I was just kind of sick of driving to Burbank for free. I mean, I wasn't getting paid, and probably seems trivial to you guys, but I'm done working on other people's shows for free. Uh-oh. Good defensive play. Uh-oh. Here comes Byfield. Now the game's getting going. This is where it's dangerous because it's back and forth, and you really don't want to start a track meet with McDavid. Kemper makes the save. Chappelle's the best. Yes, Mitzi's sons own the Comedy Store. Scotty, Paulie, and Peter. What up, Ryan? We're going to end the stream in about 5 minutes. I was just going old school tonight with an IMAX stream just to see what the numbers would be like. Oh, shit. Peter Chicken Man Brennan. There ain't enough money in the world, brother. Yeah, I love Joe. But, like Joe and Fraser do that podcast. They both live in the Valley. I don't. So for me to get to the All Things Comedy Studio in Burbank, it's about a 30 to 40-minute drive both ways. The podcast is about an hour. So it's 3 hours out of my life where I'm not making a fucking dollar. So I'd rather just stay home and do a stream of my own. But I'm not making a dollar doing this. Hell, Paulie needs to do the Richard Simmons doc. Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks like Richard, like facially. But who knows? I think Richard's family has to sign off on that or something. So, but I know Paulie wants to do it. I mean, Paulie's actually a really sincere and sweet person. So, I mean, I think the gay community would love that. I mean, he is a pretty iconic character, I guess. Yeah, show Paulie the money, honey. I mean, West Hollywood is a strange area. Like it's, like when I go play hockey in Garden Grove, you know, it's just I'm in the dead zone. Like I to get to Garden Grove for me, I either take the 405, but that's a couple miles. That's probably 4 miles west of me, so it's a pain in the ass. Or I could take the 10 to the 605, and that's probably 4 or 5 miles to the east of me. So there's really no shortcut. How big of a super chat for you to watch the Holtzman at the wrestling event on here? I mean, I would watch Holtzman, but I'm not watching the roast or the Kill Tony from WrestleMania. No, thank you. I don't wish it does bad, but I'm not watching that shit. Yeah, Kemper is. We are starting to find out why we paid Kemper the money, honey. There's really, yeah. I mean, it's in the center of I mean, the only thing it's good for me living in West Hollywood is the Comedy Store I could walk to. Technically, I could walk to the Improv or Laugh Factory if I was jonesing. But Holtzman went to a Little People wrestling event. It's on his YouTube page. Yeah, I'm good on that. I don't think I would watch that. No offense. No offense to anyone involved in the Little People show. So for comedy, it's convenient for me. But not anything else. But getting to Garden Grove from West LA in general is not gonna, there's not a lot of shortcuts. So like I used to drive down to Garden Grove 3 to 4 times a week. I was in the Saturday and Sunday league, I was in the Tuesday night league. Now I'm just filling in on the Tuesday night league. Yes, it's the Abbey, which is a very large nightclub right down the street from me. And a lot of the people who've been roofied have been roofied by the bartenders there. So, oh shit, man. 3-2. 3-2. Yeah, I mean, man, I might have to end the stream. We'll go to the hour mark. I mean, this is too much for me. This is too much for my poor heart to handle. Looks like a broken play here. Point shot. Oh, man. Yeah, broken play, I think. I mean, Dowdy kind of flipped it back. Yeah, broken play. But you know what? That's the breaks. I love you, Earth sucks. 12:09 left. 3-2 Kings in the game. Big, big, big game here. Kings win. They're up 3-1 with a stranglehold on the series. Oilers win. It's 3-2. It's 2-2, baby. But I still like our chances. We have 2 games at home. So that puck went off of Dowdy's skate. So let's go, baby. This is I love you too, Steve. I love everyone in the Earl world. Darnell Nurse has the puck. I'm confident with that. I had met Juan Crochet, the bouncing beaner, they call him. Or no, that was Robbie Crane. That was Robbie Crane, the bouncing beaner. All right. All right. We got Byfield and Fiala playing catch. I mean, this is a close game. What do you think about the Knicks beating Detroit today up 3-1? We don't talk about basketball in here. Uh, I don't know what was going on in Michael Richards' brain. I can tell you that much. Man, that sucks. Dowdy's got to feel a little, not his fault, though. It's just a fluky goal. It's like the goal Dano scored the first game. That was a fluky goal. 9 times out of 10, Dano hits that chest. All right. 11:23 left. Do you know if people still call George Perez El Chivo at the store? No, I don't believe they do. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do, Chicken Man. I'm not sure. All right. I know, Nick. Welcome to the Earlverse. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know much about basketball. He is not suspended. He didn't even get a hearing. I thought he should have been suspended. They should have got one game. Give the same thing Hagel had. So Tuesday night, downtown LA, game 5. All right. Don't go into a defensive shell, you guys. 10:31 left to go. So we're at the halftime mark of the third. Here we go, baby. All right. Vogel, he wants to burn his whole team. Man, this is war. Every inch is being fought for. I might go to the game Tuesday night. All right. All right. Under 10 minutes, boys. Let's go, Kings, baby. Go, Kings, go. I did not see Jeff last night at the store. And believe me, he's not a hard guy to mess. Trust me on that one. But, I can't talk about Jeff right now. Chicken Man, the game is too tight for me to talk about Mr. Lift Shits. Yes, I am friends with Ron Funches. I mean, we're not like best friends or anything, but, we always say hello and give a fist bump. Holy fuck. Sorry if I'm not talking. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. All right. Nice save by Kemper. You think the new Booker can get Dallas Comics to showcase? Yeah, no. I mean, it's amazing to me, these people who, they hear the Comedy Store fire their booker and they think, oh, I can get in now. It's like, no, you can't. And the one thing I do love about Rose, there's no bullshit with Rose. So she got to tell you straight to your face. So, I mean, it's just not, it's the number one club in the country, man. I mean, it's, and there's some comics, it's like, if the last 3 fucking bookers didn't book you, why would you think the 4th one would? So. No, I want to enjoy the game when I'm there. So, Peter Chicken Man, Dante the comic. Yeah, I mean, he probably thinks, oh my God, Rose. It's like Rose doesn't even know who you are, Dante. to be frank. But I know he used to call Emily every week. Can I get my clients spots? Can I get a spot? Like, no, you can't. So Rose gonna tell you the same thing. I don't know if Rose and Emily have similar booking. I don't know really what Rose likes comically, but I'm pretty sure it ain't Dante. You know, Tony Granado. Rose might like Tony Granado. Is he funny? Hey, I mean, that would be pretty cool, Ryan. I mean, we'll see. Whew, this is nervous time. How do you earn a spot? Well, you got to be a paid regular, which I've been since 2014. Late 2014, so really started getting spots there regularly 2015. It was the glory days for me there. Just became a paid regular. I was probably the funniest part of roast battle consistently. So the Comedy Store was my jam. So you got to showcase. It's there's various ways to get a showcase. You can be put in the development system. Or like me, I never got on Potluck or the development system. So, I just was lucky that Adam saw me in 2011 opening up for Rob Schneider at the Tempe Improv. So it was me, Jeff Richards, and Rob Schneider. So I was incredibly lucky to get that opportunity. Or Adam may never see me, wouldn't know who I was, and so for once, Earl was lucky. 8:34 left to go in the game. I was not there that night. One of them, probably the most iconic night ever. Oh! Vogel almost got a lucky goal, but all right. 8 minutes left. Whoa. All right. Pickard with a nice save too. 7:31 left. You ever watch Norm do commentary on sporting events? He did an indoor football game and did a master cast for years. All great. Listen, anything's on the table for me. Yeah, you can tell they're in prevent defense mode right now. Nice block there by Mikey Anderson. Let's see if this was a Vogel, nice play there. You think Rose has a soft spot for the great Tommy Morris? No, I don't think so. But I don't know. Maybe she does. I mean, I've known Rose. I used to do her podcast with Joseph P. Larkin, Wub Savell, and so I don't know what she likes or dislikes. That wasn't a trip on McDavid. That was a fucking dive. You going to buy the NCAA where you can get drafted on Maybe. I mean, is that the word on the street, Chicken Man? Commentary for live sporting events. Yeah, but like when I'm invested in the game like I am now, this isn't probably a great stream for you guys who I'm looking over there the majority of the stream. But you guys knew the deal when you signed up for this stream tonight. So I appreciate you guys putting up with me watching a big game in the Earlverse. Who knows? Maybe this is the we get the numbers up or something. Me watching hockey. I mean, Kemper is playing good. The Kings have outshot the Oilers 34-25. 6:34 left to go in the third period. Excuse me. EA Sports. It's in the game. Nugent Hopkins against Kopitar. Kopitar wins the draw. Ooh, Jesus. Thank God Byfield's fast. Whoa. Ferrier with a nice shot from the slot goes wide. That was an Earl shot there. Right in the slot, and you shoot it 5 feet wide. Yeah, I like Doc Emmerich. I like Gary Thorne, to be honest with you. 5:54 left to go in the third period. LA Kings up 3-2, outshooting Edmonton 34-25, up 2-1 in the series. Game 5 will be Tuesday night at crypto.com. We'll see if the Kings are up 3-1 or if the series is tied 2-2. Shout out to Tanya Roberts. Indeed. I miss was fucking great. That's a legend there. And Dan Kelly on was it the 96? No, was that one Super Series? I don't think it was 96. It was maybe 91. Like Larry Murphy, Gretzky, Lemieux, Messier, Coffey. I mean, I used to announce the baseball games for Notre Dame High until I got fired for giving the out-of-town hockey scores. I mean, there's so many great hockey announcers over the years. I mean, LA, we had Bob Miller, one of the greats. Sam Rosen, who retired this year, 40 years going. Too bad the Rangers couldn't get in the playoffs for him. I like Dave Strader and Mickey Rebin on color. I liked Esposito and Sam Rosen, and then John Davidson was the third guy. I also liked, was it Bill Chadwick, who I think was the Rangers announcer before Sam Rosen. I mean, the halcyon days of hockey announcers. Bob Cole, Hockey Night in Canada. Dan Kelly, I think he was a St. Louis Blues announcer. Well, Phil Esposito sounds drunk on even on the early Ranger day. I think Phil was nipping at the bottle in some of those games. Samurai Cop, I've never seen it, Steve. We don't have time to talk about. Kings going with the 1, 2, 3. Jacob Oberari only played 2 minutes and 26 seconds. All right. Come on, Kings. Let's go, baby. 5:45 left. Here comes fucking McDavid. Jesus, man. It's like watching a fucking video game. Come on, Edmondson. I mean, yeah, I mean, I miss calling the Gator games. McDavid's, I mean, McDavid's it's literally like watching a video game, man. Oh, thought that might be a breakaway. All right, under 5 minutes now, boys. Kings still out shooting the Oilers, 34-26. Klingberg, I forgot he was on the Oilers. Nice pick by LaFerriere. Comes Kane. Ooh, nice. Oh, 2-on-1. Damn, post. That play could be important. All right, nice play by Lewis to get it in. Took a heavy hit at the center line, but got it in. That's key. I thought Fiala was going to get that one in, man. Under 4 minutes now. No, that's Marv Albert. He was good, hockey announcer. And I think he also did the Knicks games too. So, yes, Barry Beck with a drive from center ice. I do a mean Marv Albert, if you get who he is. Well, I mean, some of those old masters, like Johnny Miller, he was funny. Tom Weiskopf was funny. But I think Johnny Miller and Tom Weiskopf were almost too PC. Hold on. We'll talk about golf announcers later. We got McDavid with the all right. Who's Deneau? Deneau. Oh, just dumps it in, gets the break. That's a smart play. 3:04 left, 3-2 Kings. I mean, it depends, if it's in their zone, there's when I was a kid, teams would only go empty net empty net. Let me see how close this shot was. I mean, he definitely had Pickard beat. What are you going to do? It hits the post. Teams would pull a goalie maybe about minute 20. Now they go sometimes 2.5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to guess Johnny Miller would say some wacky shit like, but Marv Albert, yes, we've got Barry Beck and Hospodar going at it in the corner. Of course, they used to be line mates in 1981. And here comes Secord with a blast. I'm not very good at impressions, but, yeah, I mean, John Cooper don't fuck around. Here comes, oh, Jesus, don't go too deep, Dowdy. You're not as fast as you used to be. All right. $2:30 left. Don't let fucking Shard get it off. Whoa! Don Sutton actually did a really good job. Yeah, Don Drysdale was a good announcer. All right, we got an empty net. It's fucking warfare out there. Oh, I don't know if I would have done that, Edmondson. I mean, Edmondson, he came pretty close. Yeah, John Kerry, and Steve Stone. All right, we might have to go silence for this last until Holy fuck, man! I can't. My heart can't take this, man. Do not let Bouchard shoot it. Holy fuck! Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.